up, guys? Zeenigami here, and we've got a brand new Sugofest batch. That's right, the Shirahoshi Sugofest batch, and also a new Sanji coming out on the Rayleigh shop. What do the characters do? How good are they? And all these stats will be filled in probably by the time you actually check this website out if you're watching it. Whenever this video is, we're still bringing in the data from their max stats, so those are not quite filled out yet. So, let's start with the Sanji. The Sanji that is in the Rayleigh shop. He is worth 10,000 Rayleigh points, or the trainer points, or whatever they're called again. He is a strength powerhouse slasher. His captain ability boosts the attack and hit points of all your characters by a small amount. And after 3 perfect hits, boosts your attack by 3.25 times instead. So it's a small attack boost for his first 3 attacks, and after that, you have basically a slightly weaker Gear 3 attack captain, which is pretty good. But I would say there are a lot of better things out there. Like you can just use a 5+ Luffy that basically does the same thing. His sailor ability is one of 2 that now changes orbs at the start of the island. So on turn 1, the very first time you load into the island, Sanji changes all your orbs into recovery orbs on that very first turn, which could be useful, for example, on the Caribou fight. Caribou Fortnite Island that sets you to 0, well, the tiny hit points or something like that if you need those recovery orbs to help you heal. His special ability locks your chain multiplier by 2 to 2.5, just like raid boss Hancock, and will also reduce the duration of bind by 5 turns. So that's pretty cool. Oh, also useful for the Moby Dick ship. That is correct. So if you use him as one of your sailors with the Moby Dick ship, you can take that first turn and get a ton of health. Then we have Madame Shyarly, Arlong's sister, whose artwork is good stuff. Her captain ability will boost the attack of int characters by 2.5 times and boost their recovery by 1.2 times. So it's basically just a better captain than Taonami or Whitey Bay captain, and 1.25 times int boost, and also a 2.5 times int boost, and also a 1.2 times recovery boost. Her sailor ability makes int characters deal an extra 10% damage to non-psi characters. So normally an int character attacking a dex character just deals neutral damage, but will now be dealing an extra 10% damage if you have Shyarly as one of your crew members. Remember, this special ability is only active whenever she is not your captain. We are working on getting sailor abilities active in the database. That's probably the next biggest upgrade to the database that we're working on, is getting the sailor abilities actually working in the damage calculator. No ETA on that. Those of us working on the database are pretty busy, and if you can help out, we're always open to a helping hand. Her special ability shuffles everyone else's orbs except for her own, and lets you swap orbs twice, just like Doflamingo lets you move orbs twice. And if your enemies have a barrier up, that is like a combo hit barrier, a matching orb barrier, a perfect hit barrier, any type of those barriers, then she'll boost your team's attack by 1.75 times. Doesn't matter what type, it's just a full 1.75 times attack boost. But if they do not have a barrier, then they will only be a 1.25 times attack boost. So this is really good. She is the highest type ignoring attack boost. There are type ignoring attack boosts like Sengoku or Frankie that will work on all characters, but those are only 1.5 times. She is a 1.75 times boost, which is the highest one out there. As long as the enemies have a barrier, which you can always get rid of with a special that helps you ignore barriers, like 6-star Blackbeard's captain ability, or if you get rid of the barrier, like using Speed Jill to reduce the barrier duration, or if you hit it with combo specials or multi-hit specials in order to get rid of a combo hit barrier special. So a very good special. And the shuffle all orbs can be good, can be bad. It doesn't look at if your orb is matching or not, but that randomized shuffle will be affected by your captain ability's orb boost rate or your orb sockets. So if you have an Akainu captain or a Shanks captain, you will get higher rates of strength or psi orbs, or you have orb matching that will change how what she randomizes her orbs into. Then we have Vander Decken. Vander Decken is a dex slasher shooter character. His captain ability is a 2.5 times attack boost after the second perfect, and then after the 3.5 times attack boost after the fifth perfect. His sailor ability, if you would have a rewind, for example, on Kizaru raid boss, he'll ignore that because he is a dex, so he will ignore that one turn rewind from Kizaru. And he'll also reduce silence duration on him for 3 turns. Now what we may be doing is we may change the wording verbiage from silence to special bind, since that's the official way Bandai Namco is calling special bind the abilities that make your characters unable to activate their specials. I still prefer silence though, just because there's much less confusion to be had by calling it silence versus special bind when bind is already something that exists in the game. So I'm not really a fan of Bandai Namco calling it special bind instead of like silence. His special ability deals 200,000 fixed damage to one enemy that ignores all abilities, barriers, and defense, and he'll reduce the duration of bind and silence for 2 turns. So his 200,000 fixed damage works just like 6-star Blackbeard special that will ignore barriers, so it'll ignore hit combo barriers, it'll ignore damage immunity, it'll ignore, by definition, since it's a special ability, it'll ignore resilience, the effect that prevents enemies from dying. It'll also ignore enemy defense and all that jazz, just like the red Garp does. So it's a pretty useful special ability for enemies that try to like negate damage whenever they're at a certain health percentage or something like that. So definitely a character that's gonna see some play. Caribou is a quick driven shooter. His captain ability is a combo hit captain. Combo hit characters aren't used too often, mostly because they don't really work well together. You get combo hits of all sorts of types. Like they don't have the same color, they don't have the same types, and it's really kind of hard to put a combo hit team together. His combo, by the way, will be 10 hit combo at 5-star. But it is a pretty decent attack boost. You can basically imagine that you will have a 3.5 times attack boost after 4 or 5 hits. 4 or 5 characters attack. So only 1, maybe 2 characters will have a 3.5 times attack boost. So it's like a Gear 3, but you have to make a very specific team for it. His special ability deals 15 hits of 12 times his attack in typeless damage to random enemies, and will boost the attack of quick and int characters by 2 times. He also completely resists paralysis. Now, he is amazing as a sub. Amazing sub. If you have him, you basically never need to use Raid Boss Enel ever again, except that Raid Boss Enel has those super easy to get sockets, and sometimes you do want to cut your own health, and his special does fixed damage, but Caribou special deals more damage than Enel special does. It is going to boost your attack of quick and int by 2 times, and you will not lose 90% of your health. So if you have him, you're probably just gonna straight up replace your Enel. Not to mention he is a driven shooter, so you can put him on other teams. And I mean, he's just super good as a sub. That's an amazing sub. If you thought that One Piece Chart Cruise was power creeping before, we're just gonna keep power creeping it along now, which I have very mixed feelings about. Next we have Fukaboshi. Fukaboshi is a Psy powerhouse striker. His captain ability boosts the attack of striker characters by 2.5 times, and if the character is a powerhouse character, they will get their health boosted by 1.25x. So if you have powerhouse characters or a powerhouse striker character, they'll benefit from both. If they're just a striker, they'll benefit from just one. If just powerhouse, they'll benefit from just the other. So you could use them as just a 2.5 times striker captain, just like a Kid, just like a Virgo, and he'd do just fine. But you can also just put powerhouse characters on that team and benefit from a little bit of extra health as well. His sailor ability boosts all the stats of all your characters by 50, so it's just like slapping a ton of cotton candy on your whole team. So 50 health, 50 recovery, and 50 attack for your entire team, which may or may not make a difference. His special ability delays all enemies by 1 turn, which is already very good. And he'll also boost the attack of Striker and Powerhouse characters by 1.75 times for 1 turn. So Striker Powerhouse characters, you use them as a very good sub, not only giving a damage boost, but also delaying. Now, we'd expect his special to be somewhere around 10 turns, since that's what Timeskip Brook's special is, and Timeskip Brook does almost the same thing. Then we have King Neptune, one of the coolest new characters as well. King Neptune is a strength, free spirit, powerhouse character. His captain ability boosts the attack of all characters by 2.25x, a definitely usable captain ability, but it'll also boost your experience gain by 50%. So if you use them, that's 50% extra experience. If you use 2 of them, that's 2.25 times experience. So you're going to get a ton of experience. That does work on, for example, doing double experience Fortnite. So you use him on a double experience Fortnite, you get 3 times experience. If you use 2 of them on a double experience Fortnite, you get 4.5 times the experience from a single run. And you do that at the same time with a double stamina, double drop rate. Oh, a single run giving you math. Yeah, 9 times the amount of experience a normal run would. You will be leveling up super fast if you really need to get those pirate levels up. His Sailor ability makes Int, Psi, and Tandem Orbs count as beneficial to him. You'll also notice that he is a free spirit character. So let's say you throw him on a Timeskip Luffy team. If he's a sub on your Timeskip Luffy team, Timeskip Luffy special will make it so that way, as long as he doesn't have a recovery orb or something like a block orb or a bomb orb, then it will be a matching orb on him, so it's almost guaranteed matching orb. Otherwise, as a Sailor, 4 out of 7 times, so more than half the time, not even including orb boosting rates, you will have a matching orb on him, which is pretty sweet. His special ability locks all orbs for 1 turn, cuts the health of 1 enemy by 20% if the highest enemy is above 50%. So here's the way this works. He checks the health of every enemy out there. If someone is above 50% health, then he'll cut the health of your current target by 20% of their current health. But if everyone is below 50%, then instead of cutting health by 20%, he'll deal 140 times the typeless damage to all enemies instead. So it's either a 1 character 20% health cut or all character 140 times attack damage, depending on what your enemy's current health is. So if you use a few health cutting specials like a Whitebeard, a Mihawk, and a Pika, and then use his special, it would deal 140 times. Or you can use the health cut instead, depending on which order you use those specials on. So that's a pretty cool special. 140 times damage is certainly a lot of damage, not as much as Elizabella's King Punch, but you don't have to stall as much just to get that special working. And we will be testing out to make sure that is how it works. That the details in how that special works may or may not be correct, but it is definitely a 20% health cut or a 140 times attack damage. And finally, Princess Shirahoshi, the big star, and I mean big. She is a Psi Striker. That's right, she's only got 1 class. There's nothing else, just a Psi Striker. The TLDR of her is she is a good sub and a not great captain. She's got 560 recovery, which will matter a lot. Her captain ability boosts the attack of all characters except for herself by 2.25 times. She'll boost her own attack only by 1.125 times. So she's not even a 20% attack boost to herself. She basically doesn't have an attack boost on herself. So she boosts the attack of all characters by 2.25. Recovers 5 times her recovery at the end of each turn. If you don't attack with her, she'll reduce the damage taken by 10%. So that is like Barto's captain ability, and if you don't attack with her or skip tapping with her, then she'll give you a damage reduction for that turn. But she will recover 5 times her recovery at the end of each turn, which without recovery orbs is about 2,600 or 2,700 recovery at the end of each turn, which is decently useful. The 2.25 times attack is also just as good as Raid Boss and Nell. So you could use her basically as a Raid Boss and Nell that doesn't actually boost her own attack. But if you use her with a friend captain that boosts attack, then she definitely would be a lot better. You could use her with a Psy friend captain, like you use her with a 6-star Shanks to make sure your health stays topped off, or you use her with a striker friend captain. You could use her with a Barto friend captain as well to make sure your health stays topped off. But it's not going to be the most aggressive 6-star captain, especially as far as 6-star goes. It's a pretty weak captain ability, since things like Corazon heals for more if you want to go solid healing, and other characters just boost more attack. Could find a way though. You'll definitely see her used at some point, but not going to be something used very often. Now, Shirahoshi is going to be the first 6-star character with a Sailor ability, and you'll notice, and I have been ignoring the big words on the screen, Rainbow Orbs. So, Shirahoshi's special and her Sailor ability give you Rainbow Orbs. Now, what a Rainbow Orb is a guaranteed matching orb on any character. It's the opposite of a block orb. Enemies cannot shuffle them away, so any enemies that try to shuffle your orbs, like at the beginning of a stage, an enemy shuffle will not shuffle them away. Or if you use a special and in response enemies shuffle your orbs, they will not shuffle them away. If they try to give you block orbs and you lock down those rainbow orbs, they will stay, and they will be sure to stay. For example, fighting Raid Boss like Ainu. If you were worried about him getting rid of your orbs and you lock down those rainbow orbs will be guaranteed to stay. Now, one important thing to note about rainbow orbs is that they count as a matching orb. Oh, you can't shuffle your own rainbow orbs either, but if you have matching orbs, why would you want to get rid of them? If you have a character that's looking for a matching orb like Fujitora, if you're looking at Ace, they will work. So the rainbow orbs do work for Fujitora's captain ability and Ace's captain ability. Now, where the rainbow orbs do not work is they do not work for Akainu's captain ability that is looking specifically for strength orbs. So if a captain ability is looking for a specific type of orb, like a strength orb, like Akainu's captain ability, she will not work. The rainbow orbs do not give Akainu the full attack boost. But if it's looking for a matching orb, like Fujitora or Ace, unlike G orbs, which do not work with Fujitora and Ace, rainbow orbs do work. So she's going to be very, very good, especially on as to give you orbs, even though she isn't really going to be benefiting from either Fujitora or from Ace's captain ability. Guaranteed matching orbs no matter what is definitely something that's very sexy to look at. Her special ability changes all block or all orbs, including block, bombs, whatever orbs they are, into rainbow orbs. So you're guaranteed 6 rainbow orbs no matter what. And she'll also heal 100 times her recovery in hit points. So that is 6-star Marco level healing. That's at least 56,000 recovery, even without any recovery orbs on her, which will bring almost every single team that doesn't give you tons of health to full, or isn't using like a marine ship to full. So basically full healing, guaranteed full matching orbs as well with her special ability, which especially on any Psy or Striker team will absolutely grab her in a second as your orb manipulator. Basically no reason to ever use any other orb manipulator. So if you have her, she's going to be better than your Garp, going to be better than your Tesoro, going to be better than any other orb manipulator you have. Of course, a team that doesn't work with a Psy Striker, that is her big weakness, that she only has a single class, and that is just Striker. And her attack stat, not the highest out there, but definitely pretty good. So yeah, any team that doesn't care about the types, any rainbow boosting captain like Kizaru captain, Aokiji captain, or Whitebeard captain, or anything like that, will love her. Of course, with Whitebeard, be careful of that recovery. Shirahoshi, great sub, amazing sub. Bit not that great of a captain, usable, but you're probably gonna just use her as a sub because that's gonna be much more important. Also important to note that since her Sailor ability gives you full rainbow orbs on stage 1 of the island, you could use her to help you get past stage 1 of Raid Boss Sabo. So there's a thought. I've been Zeenigami, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, you can go to patreon.com/Zeenigami and subscribe. Or you can go to twitch.tv/Zeenigami, where we stream this live every single day. Once again, I've been Zeenigami, and y'all stay beautiful.